Welcome to Jeopardy! Introducing your host, Brenda Martinez.
Alright, thank you, Chris. Welcome to Jeopardy! Special edition, live from your call and from your own physiology lab. Tonight, we will be going over dissection of a frog heart and analyzing the electrocardiograms along with the systolic contraction amplitude for both normal function of the heart and the effects of 3 different drugs: dopamine, aminodarone, and dantrolene. Tonight, we have Benny the Bear, Little Bunny Foo-Foo, and Kooky Koala. Tonight's topics are molecular effects, heart rate, systolic contraction amplitude, and electrocardiogram. So why don't we get started? So Benny, what is your first pick?
I would like molecular effects for 100, please.
Alright, molecular effects for 100. And the answer is, dopamine activates this type of receptor. Little Bunny Foo-Foo, what is your answer?
What are alpha receptors?
I'm sorry, Foo-Foo, but the question is, what is the beta-1 receptor? Next question. Foo-Foo, what is your pick?
Electrocardiogram for 100.
Alright, electrocardiogram for 100. These 3 waves signify the electrical activity of the ventricular contractile cells. Kooky Koala, what is your answer?
What is the QRS complex?
Correct! You get 100. Kooky Koala, what would you like to choose next?
Systolic contraction amplitude for 300.
SCA for 300. This drug caused a large increase in SCA. Benny the Bear, your question is?
What is dantrolene?
What is dantrolene? That is right. What would you like to choose next?
Heart rate for $400.
Heart rate for 400. This cardiac cell is responsible for the frog heart rate, the pacemaker cell. Kooky Koala,
What is the SV node?
correct. What is the SV node? Koala, what do you choose next?
Molecular effects for 300.
Molecular effects for 300. Aminodarone blocks this type of channel found in cardiac cells. Bunny Foo-Foo,
What are calcium channels?
I'm sorry, Foo-Foo, but the answer is, what are potassium channels? Next question. Foo-Foo, what do you choose next?
Systolic contraction amplitude for 100.
Systolic contraction amplitude for 100. The name of the equation below used to calculate the SCA from the transducer output. SCA in millimeters equals 5.5655 millimeters per millivolt times the transducer output in millivolts. Benny the Bear, what is your answer?
What is the calibration curve?
Almost, but not quite. What is a calibration equation? Benny, choose your next question.
Electrocardiogram for 400.
Electrocardiogram for 400. This wave is usually hidden behind the QRS complex. Cookie koala.
What is the T sub P wave?
Correct. Koala, what do you choose next?
Heart rate for 300.
Alright, heart rate for 300. The question is, these two drugs used in this experiment did not cause significant changes in the heart rate. Benny the bear.
What is aminodarone and dantrolene?
That is correct. What is dantrolene and aminodarone? Benny, please choose your next question.
Heart rate for 200.
Heart rate for 200. This drug caused the heart rate to increase by 32.077 beats per minute. Cookie koala.
What is aminodarone?
I'm sorry, what is dopamine? Next question. Cookie?
ECG for 300.
This wave is due to atrial depolarization. Little bunny foo-foo.
What is the P wave?
That is correct. What is the P wave? And next question, foo-foo.
SCA for 200.
SCA for 200. The question is, this part of the heart was tied to the isometric transducer. Cookie koala, what is your answer?
What is a ventricle?
That is correct. What is a ventricle? Cookie, next question please.
Heart rate for 100.
Heart rate for 100. This part of the electrocardiogram was used to calculate the heart rate. Benny, your answer?
What is the RR interval?
What is the RR interval? That's correct. Benny, choose your next question, please.
Molecular effects for 200.
Molecular effects for 200. Dantrolene binds to this type of receptor to make it less sensitive to activation. Cookie.
What are ryanodine 2 receptors?
What is a ryanodine receptor 2? Correct. Cookie, please choose your next question.
ECG for 200.
ECG for 200. Due to the extra chamber present in the frog, this type of wave exists on the ECG. Benny, your answer?
What is the SV wave?
Correct. What is the SV wave? Alright, Benny, please choose your question.
Molecular effects for 400.
$400 question from Molecular Effects. Aminodarone has this effect that was not seen in the experiment due to the fact that the frog was pith. Benny.
What are beta blockers?
What is a beta blocker? Correct. Benny, your last question.
Systolic contraction amplitude for 400.
This drug caused a decreased SCA. Bunny Foo-Foo, your answer?
What is aminodarone?
What is aminodarone? Correct. And now, time for our final Jeopardy question. The amount of froggies you would have to stack from head to toe in order to reach the height of Dr. Armour. Alright, time is up. Your answers, please. Benny the Bear.
100 froggies.
Whoa, that must be one tall professor. Little bunny foo-foo, your answer please?
12.5 froggies.
Alright, kooky koala, your answer please.
9.5 froggies.
Alright, the correct answer is 12.5 froggies. Little bunny foo-foo, you are the winner for tonight's Jeopardy game. Alright, thank you for joining us today in the special edition of Jeopardy, live from your call, channel BIPN 105.